Man, oh man. So excited to be back, guys. Oh, let me mute this and turn on my music. What's this? Oh yeah, Midwest email. So everything should be good. Yep, we're all good. We're poggers right now. Right outside shush, or right in shade. No. I know where we are. Enhanced wounding arrow. We should sell those. What am I looking like? Nourishment, good. Go here.
Slowly. Nice and slow.
No, 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 no.
I'm always glad to see polite people like you.
Greetings, Master Guard.
Okay. I'll wake up there. Master of Winslish laws. Okay, you don't want to talk to me. Coward. Still don't want to talk to me.
You're always welcome here. What is it you need?
You can't just stroll around here without so much as a by your leave.
What?
Is the store not open?
How can I help?
Show me your way.
How can you help me? Open up on time, maybe? That's a good start.
Let's talk about...
Do we have
You. I'm glad you found what you were looking for. What are you whistling for?
You see it?
A horse? Don't you dare hurt me with that thing.
I didn't. You hallucinating, creep. Fucking fart nutter. Nut farter. Fat fuck. Stupid. Stupid, stupid. Stupid and stinky, stinky and stupid.
nice and slow?
Straight. We were up to our knees in a river of shit.
Shite.
That's good. You know what?
Get away with
Maybe I'll buy one.
Scare me.
We could start a...
Yes.
You said you needed some help with something. What's going on?
Something's happened
What is it?
when I was fishing around for information, and one of the servants...
You think she was killed because of you?
I don't know. If I did, I wouldn't be asking you for help.
I'll help you. Tell me all about it. Who was this dead girl?
Her name was Alice. Ordinary, pretty girl. She worked as a maid. I heard they found her all hacked up, tossed somewhere by the town wall. Oh, folk in town are saying it was absolute slaughter. They took the body to the morgue by the St. Peter and St. Paul cemetery.
I'll go take a look at her.
I think that would be for the best. You can ask the grave
When did you last...
around a week ago.
And did you notice anything suspicious about her?
Not at all. She was always cheerful, lively. She was looking forward to a dance. Though I'm afraid she won't be dancing ever again.
What was Alice trying to find out for you?
She always brought me the freshest gossip overheard from her master. And lately, what the other maids in town were saying.
And did you learn anything important from her? Something someone would kill her for?
That's the thing. All she brought me was gossip. Who was cheating on who wasn't going to confession, those sorts of things. So you'll have to figure out the rest for yourself.
What about your other girls? Are they all right?
Yes, fortunately. I'm careful enough to keep them pretty much in the dark about my plans. That's why Alice's death shocked me so much.
What are you going to do next?
I'd like to ask the others if they noticed anything suspicious. If someone is following them and the like, but...
But you don't want to scare them.
I'm scared myself. Maybe nobody knows about them yet. If someone was to follow me, and I can't risk that.
What if I go and see them?
They don't know you, Henry. I'll figure something out. In the meantime...
Do you think there could be something bigger?
I don't know. Maybe she just got caught up in... But it's strange. Why would someone do her like that? That's the...
Why did you ask me in particular?
Because you're the only one I...
Aha.
But don't take it the wrong way. Not even Zhishka would be of much help to me here.
Aha. I know everything.
Good. Go to that. In the meantime, I'll try to find out more. Then we'll put it all together.
Sounds good to me, buddy.
Oh, well.
Slowly. Nice and slow.
God be with you. What would you...
You must be the local...
That's right. At least them that can speak. Greetings, Henry.
I hear there was a murder here.
True. True.
Another?
People ain't got no respect. As soon as news spread about what was done to her, folk are always turning up to have a go. If you ain't one of them gawkers, you must be one of them other types. Well, no. You can't shave her. No. No thumb for us.
I don't want to take anything. I need to find something out.
Like what exactly?
Who killed her?
Why?
I'm worried something might happen to my friend.
That's true. She wasn't the first, and we can only pray that she'll be the last. It's true that Lumiere ain't shown no interest in her yet. I wouldn't expect that.
Who's this Lumiere?
No, no. He actually tried to help.
Help? How?
Well, he was investigating them others.
Right. You said she wasn't the first.
Aye. We had a couple of similar cases. Lumiere said they was all killed by the same murderer.
And who is this Lumiere?
He used to work for the local bailiff. I think he knew the first one what was killed, but that was a long time ago.
Do you remember how many girls were killed?
You mean you don't know nothing about it? Here, even the sparrows are...
I haven't been in Kuttenberg very long.
I see. There's been one every few weeks for the past year.
Do you know where the last one got killed?
I heard some talk about it when they brought her here.
Look for clues.
That can help you.
That's worth a try.
I heard she was killed by the town walls, close to the hole in the wall.
Thanks. What's this Lumiere got to do with this?
Well, like I told you, he used to work for the bailiff.
A scribe keeps records in the Black Chronicle. Though I've never heard of one doing it.
Well, the old bailiff wasn't all that interested in the... But Lumiere, he was quite helpful. Folk heard about it and went to him with whatever was troubling them.
I'd like to speak with Lumiere.
At his home in Bohemia Street, that's near the church. You won't find him at the bailiff's no more. I don't know exactly why, though. Seems he had some quarrel with the bailiff.
Thanks.
It's my pleasure. Actually, speaking of the living, there's a girl what comes here and grieves over that dead maid. I think her name is Barbara.
And do you know where I could find her?
She said she serves in one of the burgers' houses. So either there or in the morgue with that poor...
Thanks again. I'd like to learn...
But before...
I understand.
Great.
Will you share some...
You know how it is. All right.
I'd like to...
So,
Tell me how...
I've been... Well, all right then.
Epic. Two very good skills to have. A widowy.
In a better world.
No, I don't.
So, my God. Someone... Oh, they ripped open her entire belly. And they didn't... There must have been buckets of blood. Jesus Christ, the place they found her must look like a... These are more like chops than cuts. Somebody must have taken a sword to her. But it couldn't have been a long sword. That would have been clumsy. God, that madman cut off both her breasts, and what did he do with it all afterwards? Could he have just thrown all those bits away? Her face is a little bruised and cut. She has a dark ring around her neck. And her hair is all matted with blood and hacked off. I don't even know what colour it was. Maybe there's something more to it. Just some scratches and bruises. The killer probably surprised her. Her lips are bloody, but nothing. But if he killed her for blabbing... So, the murderer must have awfully strong hands, because he strangled her and left a dark ring around. Then he took a short sword or a saber and started hacking at her. He also cut off most of her... He cut off her breasts, but left her tongue. Then left her lying. Only if it was a warning for telltales, he would have cut out her... I don't know why he killed her. Are you Barbara?
Alice, she was almost like a... Why'd you ask?
I'm trying to find out who did this to her. I'm afraid the killer might want to go after my friend as well.
Ah, I understand.
Who did you serve?
Our master is a local merchant. He is trying his hand at trading wine.
How did Alice get along?
Fine. Just like with everyone. Our master is a bit strict, but he's fair.
What's his name? Can I speak to him?
Why? But you can't see him anyway.
It occurred to me that maybe he could have done it.
He couldn't. He was gone when it happened. And besides, why would he kill them others too?
I heard about that.
Well, maybe you'll catch him sober enough to talk sense.
Do you know of any suitors she might...
I know she was seeing someone,
I'd like to talk to him.
but I don't know who it was. Alice said he was rich.
And you never saw...
No, never. I don't even
Do you know what exactly happened?
know. One day, she just didn't come home.
It's awful. What...
She was such a pretty girl. And it didn't even leave that. Who could have cut off her hair like that? And why?
So,
Good day to you.
Good day to you.
Lumiere?
Oh, Christ, my head. Not so.
I need to ask.
I said not so.
That's some hangover, unless I'm willing to wait for him to sleep it off. This should sober him. No.
Oh.
Sage, St. John Wort, Mint.
But the old man just isn't up to it.
Good people of Gutenberg, hear ye! Master swordsmen, men hard of Frankfurt.
Oh, I forgot what I was checking for. Okay.
Excuse me?
The best wares on the market. Come and take a look.
It's Mint and St. John's Wort, isn't it? Yeah. Did I make a mistake? I put Sage. I put Mint in there. Like a stupid chungus. Really? Ugh. Actually. Sage, St. John's Wort. Any Mint? Oh, we are in luck. We can make a really good one. That meant to take all of it. St. John's Wort Sage Mint. That's a good one. Oh my god, I haven't listened to this band in forever. So long I don't even remember the name, damn. Spanish love songs, yeah. Henry's Hug of the Dare.
Are you whistling at me? I'm not interested.
What did I even call my horse? Ring-a-ding-a-ding-a-ding, a ring-a-ding-a-ding, you know? That's a cell phone.
You pooch.
Don't talk to me like that, weirdo.
Lumiere? Oh, he's still... This should... Here. Better?
What? Who?
My name is Henry.
And what do you want from...
I'm trying to find out who killed...
To me?
Are you Lumiere from the Rat House?
I used to be.
Well, you don't look...
Yeah. But I am. I see things in my head that aren't... I'm the biggest madman in...
But I need your help.
If I were you, lad, I'd leave it be. You'll just end up hurting...
Come now, Lumiere.
Poor girls. Nobody was all that interested. We let it be in the end. We let a month... No way. You can't solve this yourself.
I'm not doing it for myself. I'm afraid he might kill one of my friends.
A friend, eh? That's not good. Not good at all. I searched high and low. And what did I get out of it? Just mockery. What makes you think you can find out more than I did?
Because I'm not stupid, and I notice things. I've successfully solved a murder before.
Is that so? A murder investigation under your belt. And educated and observant, too.
Well, I said I'm not stupid. Not that I'm educated. I can read and write, too. Sometimes even count.
If only more people knew the difference. All right. Talk to me. Who was this dead girl?
Her name was Alice. She worked as a maid.
A maid? That fits. Yarka was a maid, too. As
I think that he strangled her first, and then...
Did you notice the strangulation right away?
Do you think it's the same?
Counting your girl, that makes 6 victims who were first strangled and then mutilated. If it's not all the same person...
This is the 6th one.
Probably about a year. Sometimes it takes him months. Sometimes weeks.
Why are you counting?
Because I think someone killed them, and we just haven't found them yet.
Did the dead girls have any...
Aside from being pretty young girls with no proper family or background...
Do you think somebody is killing them because they're poor?
Certainly. If somebody killed the daughter of a local lord...
But why does he even...
I don't know. Maybe he hates women. Damn.
Why were you looking into it? Who were those dead girls to you?
I don't know what people told you about me, but for many long years I was a scribe for Kuttenberg's bailiff. Kuttenberg is a big city with a lot of people. Silver, silver, silver. The bailiff was always running from hell to Hades, from one rich man to another, settling there.
But there are more than just rich burghers and lords in the city.
Exactly. There are common folk, too. There's a lot more of them, and their troubles are usually more serious. So when one of them came to the bailiffs one time, and the bailiff was running around somewhere, I started to deal with it myself.
Behind the bailiff's back?
Not really. Andreas supported...
What happened?
I don't want to talk about it.
Did you have any...
You can always find some... I always dragged the most suspicious ones to the body in the morgue by force. And they threw up at the sight. Or fainted.
Couldn't it have just been an act?
Fainting? Vomiting? That's hard to act. I'd swear none of them did it.
What can you tell me about Yarka?
She wasn't the first. But thanks to her, people started taking an interest. She was a maid in a German family. By all accounts, she was a pious, polite girl. She was orphaned as a child. The priest from the church of St. Peter and Paul, Father Prokop, raised her. They found her body tossed behind a barn at the edge of town. She was cut all the way from her neck downwards. An awful sight to behold.
Did you have any suspects?
At first, I thought the son from that family did it. The murderer is... But then I changed my mind.
Why?
Well, for one, I remembered the two girls before her who ended up almost the same. Besides that, when I talked to the lad, he seemed he wasn't the least bit interested in Yarka. Then his mother told me that they threw her out a week before the murder because she was a harlot who stayed out till all... That really surprised me. Because Father Prokop, maybe he just didn't want to admit...
What about Stanya?
She was an alehouse wench in a tavern of ill repute called the Hole in the Wall.
You said her body was never found. Maybe she just got out...
You have no idea how much I'd like to believe that. Only there was a lot of blood. Unfortunately, the investigation wasn't very successful. The Hole is a world of its own, and the people there aren't very forthcoming with information.
Did you suspect anybody?
You could suspect every second man there. The innkeeper, Mole, definitely knew Stanya. Since... Yeah.
And what about that Zdena? You said her body was never found.
Exactly. But to tell the truth, nobody spent much time looking for it. Besides Alice, Zdena was the most recent victim. It's only been a few weeks since she went missing, but I suppose nobody wanted to do any more digging.
But if her body was never found, how do you know she was killed?
Because she was the same type as the other girls. Maybe the prettiest of them all. Young, beautiful. A real live one. Lively as the devil. She was a thief. A pickpocket. I never could pin it on her, though. She always found some way to get out of it.
Maybe she robbed the wrong people.
Maybe. She had a partner in crime by the name of Strunad. Quite a number. When I asked him about Zdena, he told me he'd rather...
Do you think he'd be more for...
He might be. You're not known all... Besides, it might still be fresh in his memory. That would be a great help.
And what about the other...
It all started with them, though nobody did much about it at the time. The first one worked as a bathhouse maid. They called her Chestnut. She'd only been in town for a short while, and nobody really knew her. So I couldn't find out anything more. But the other one, Libushka, she was from Loretz. She was a maidservant, too. I also talked to her mother. She said she was really cheerful and outgoing. There were lots of suitors circling around her, but she refused them all. She knew she was pretty, and knew she could do better than some farmhand.
You mean she wanted someone higher up?
That's what it sounded like. But her mother never found out who she had her eye on.
Interesting. I'll try to see what else I can find out from the mother. Where can I find her?
In the graveyard, lad. The poor woman died of grief. It's sad to say, but we can't help those two dead girls now. And they can't help us with our investigation either. There's nobody else left who could tell us anything about them.
All right, it seems there's some killer on the loose here. He murdered his first victim was apparently the maid Yarka. I'll go and question her guardian, Father Prokop. Another two possible victims of the same killer are Stanya and Zdena. They both hung around a dog.
There has to be some hidden connection between these.
I hope so. Otherwise we won't have anything to go on.
When you learn something more, stop by and see me. You've aroused a bit of hope in me, lad.
Hey, Baldy.
Good day to you.
Father, I need to ask you...
I don't have time for theological...
That's not why I'm here. Someone killed and gutted a young maidservant and left her body lying by the city walls. And I hear it's not the first time this has happened.
Another one murdered. May the Lord grant her eternal rest. Why is it you...
I fear for my sister. She's also a maid.
Yes. Fear for those close to you is commendable.
One of the other victims was a girl named Yarka. Where did you know Yarka from?
I knew her since she was a little girl. Knew her family.
And?
I was her uncle. When my brother and...
What can you tell me about her?
About Yarka. She was
Who do you think killed her?
William, that pig of Satan. He gambles in the tavern on All Saints' Day and leads the locals astray. Yarka always went there to listen to...
Why do you think it was William?
Evidence? He's a skirt chaser.
And does anyone else come to mind? No other man spoke with her?
No. Absolutely not.
You raised her? A priest with a child?
Yes. Unfortunately, I'm not the first.
No offense, but how did you know what to do? Without a wife, without a family? I would have been lost.
I was a bit, when she was... Maybe I was too hard on her.
How does that even work?
When she was small, I could.
Why do you think you were too hard on her?
Yarko was an orphan, with no family and no possessions. Her only chance of a good life was a good upbringing. And then, a husband. But the more I led her in that...
How did she rebel against you?
She wouldn't listen. She ran away.
You're well off, though.
I couldn't. Even if she had been my very own.
But how come?
The church's property.
Disgrace? What the devil are you talking about?
She was pregnant! Even if she had lived, what then? Nobody would want to marry her anymore.
Why don't you respect Loom?
I won't tell you.
Come now, Father. I'm not just asking out of curiosity. Isn't it written in scripture?
A layman quotes the Lumir.
What?
Yes.
And how... What happened?
It turned out he was deranged. How could he even... He's finished!
I've heard enough, Father.
Son, I'll give you...
Yeah. Lumire's a good guy. He's just misunderstood. I forgot. Oh.
Easy. Good horse.
Go, are you? A dog. Up, dog.
Greetings to you.
What will it be?
Do they pour the beer on the table?
What's...
Nothing much.
Did a Stanya work here?
Stanya, it depends.
My name's Henry.
Names don't interest me. What kind of...
What does it matter?
Kindly leave it up to me. So, I'll ask you again.
I'm a good guy.
Really? Let's see.
By the fact he spends...
Aye. So, what...
What if I I want to know if Stanya were...
She did. And...
I heard she disappeared without...
It's possible the chamber, the door, open. Every...
Tell me something.
First, you'll have another beat.
What?
If you want to ask, I prefer to be so.
I don't want to pay you any... I think you could answer my questions. That makes it look like you might have some motive for...
Nonsense. How could you ask me anything you...
Did anybody see what actually happened?
No, it was at night. The tavern tends to be empty at that hour. And you won't meet many people on the...
What was Stanya like?
A bold woman. One has to be here. Everyone's ballsy here unless you nib it in the bud right away. She was hanging around a bard for a while. I don't know how...
Someone from the city?
No. A charcoal. I think his name was...
What do you know about...
What about him? He's a minstrel. He called himself William. As far as I know, he plays in the Miners' Tavern in...
You think he might have...
Now that you mention it, I know he met with some odd people. And besides, you know what minstrels are like.
Or in this... Apart from those, I mean...
Well, I got bad news for you.
Why?
One was hit by a cart, even before Stanya disappeared. And the other one got married and moved.
How did Stanya's room look?
The door was wide open.
Blood?
Not so much, really. More like hand off. If someone done her in, they definitely didn't do it in that...
Where can I...
I already told...
Could you be a bit more...
I don't know that bloke, so if I was you...
That's all I need to know. Are you Stern?
Who the fuck are you?
Just an ordinary bloke.
Well then, piss off. You won't get all you're gonna get here. Cockpuller! I'm gonna bash your face in!
Well,
That's it.
had enough.
Fuck yeah, damn it.
Talk.
The last time I saw her, so long everyone was fucking jealous.
And where did she go with her loot? Do you know?
Well, she had some kind of arrangement with this fella called Pint from the mill. The one called Rabstein. She always took...
Do you remember what she managed?
Mainly jewels. She had some fucking huge golden signet ring. A bloke could fuck for a whole month with something like that.
Do you know who's
I don't know. I'm no expert.
Do you know who...
She always said she found it. That's because if the wrong ears hear it, you can...
Did she hang out with any men?
She liked to hang around with that crooner that plays for the miners and made him sing songs. Oh, and once she got in a quarrel with that fucking priest Proc.
Could she have run away?
I doubt it. He tried to be all mysterious and play the tough fella, but you could see he was lying. And Zdena could see right through him, I bet.
Why do you think so?
Because he was getting on my nerves, so I cornered him in a...
And what about this priest?
I don't know. He was blabbering some shit.
Interesting. Well, this ain't around. This ain't around. This ain't around. This ain't her room. I really thought this was her room. Guess not.
Innkeeper, what's taking so long?
I'm sorry.
Yeah, you better be. Cunt.
That should do it.
Whoops.
It sure does. Go on then. How was it?
What can I say?
welcome here, noble sir.
It's William, right?
What is it? Do we know each other? Do I owe you?
My name's Henry. And no, we don't. We have a lot of...
What? I don't have to talk.
City. There's no place like it.
Well, you don't have... If you don't start giving me some answers, right? Because I'll break all your fingers. And you...
What?
Stop whining and talk. Or I'll be the one...
Come on. Ask away.
Did you ever meet Yarka? It was a long time ago. But I heard she used to hang around you a lot. And Father Prokop didn't like it.
Oh, that one.
Because somebody...
I know what happened was a tragedy, but it wasn't my fault.
And did you know...
What? That's horrible.
That's what I'd like to find out. What about the unwilling father-to-be? It wouldn't happen to...
What? Mine?
And can you tell me...
I don't know anything. It was a long...
And I hear you knew...
Which one do you mean?
The alehouse wench from the hole. I heard you had something with her too.
Well, she batted her eyes at me a couple of times when I was still playing there.
And the innkeeper Mole told me a different...
Fine, we had a bit of fun together.
And aren't you just saying that because you...
Oh, come on! The innkeeper must have got it mixed up. He's an old If I was you, I wouldn't...
Do you remember Zdena?
Do I know Zdena? As wild as the wind and always full of life. And those nimble...
Did she steal something from you?
A travelling minstrel doesn't have much to steal, but she was well aware of that. She was on the...
You don't happen to know who she...
There were lots. Like young von Groller. When he started coming here, she got to him right away. Said she was... As far as I know, she didn't succeed. If she robbed a noble like von...
And what about Alice?
I know a lot of Alice's.
The one they found dead. So...
Oh, her.
I heard she used to...
Yeah, and?
They say she had a rich young suit.
Me? Do I look rich to you?
But you could at least pass yourself...
Or I could claim to be the Virgin Mary. Look, why you ask... You don't seriously...
Well...
And?
That may be true. But everybody... And now...
But I had nothing...
I tried to make peace with her, but she...
So you didn't do it?
No! Why would I? What would I get out of...
You dare
I admit, I'm no saint, but for Christ...
If it's money, then...
Good. But if any clue leads me back here to you...
You won't hear about me again, I swear to God.
How bad is it?
Oh,
Come to think of it, it's nothing really.
What are you doing, you whistler?
I'm whistling like a whistler.
Get that horse under control.
Get your mouth out of my horse's mouth, dummy.
Easy, good horse. Quick! Go!
Hey!
And only kill me. That horse ran into me. You're going to pay.
Go! Ka! Quick!
I got a query. I meant quarry. Quarry.
Quick!
Like the game. Damn, I don't remember that bridge.
So much to do.
Too freaking bridge. Am I already there? Holy moly, I am. Sharpshooter duel. That place. One of them.
God!
You have a Mr. Beast hat. I need to talk to you. Never mind. Can I talk to you? Nope. Can I talk to you? Nope. Can I talk to you?
Christ, you're all...
I need to ask you.
I don't have time for that.
Foreman.
Careful.
Alright, where's the force scanner at? Is that him? That looks like it could be him. No, I think I already looked at him.
I'm looking for someone.
You're in a charcoal camp, fella.
But you know Stanya, don't you?
Aye. You could say that.
I'm looking for the killer of a girl in town.
That's true. She told me something like that. But that was a long time.
So you don't know what...
I really don't know, mate. But even if I did know, how could...
Lumir himself, the Kuttenberg bailiff's former scribe, gave me the task. He was...
Well, I remember Lumir.
But what?
You seem like the right man for a job like that. Sorry, but after all that happened to Stanya...
So Stanya...
Aye. She's hiding with us. Since that...
Can I speak to her?
If it'll help you. But be nice to her. She's in a bad... Till we meet again.
Who are you? If you came here, I'm not...
Don't be afraid.
Fartin sent you to...
Lumir thought you were dead. I was supposed to find out what happened to you.
Lumir?
Exactly. Someone killed a girl in Kuttenberg. So maybe you could help us.
How can I help you when I haven't been in Kuttenberg since...
How are you now?
I'm still awful scared, and I can't even really...
You disappeared from the hole in the wall without saying goodbye. Without a word. What happened?
Someone attacked me when I was coming home from the baths one night. I managed to get away, but I was so afraid, I decided to run away from Kuttenberg.
Did you see who it was?
Not at all. I didn't see anything until he jumped out of the shadows, and he was terribly strong.
And how did you manage to break free?
I had an empty pitcher in my hand, and I hit...
Here?
No. First, I was so scared there. I took what I could
And your lover?
At first, he was horrified, because I had cut myself on a shard from the pitcher and was all bloody. He's been hiding me here since...
You walked home from the baths at night?
What's so odd about that?
Well, at night, the baths are...
Ah, right. I went there after closing. I always brought the girls a pitcher of wine or ale and took a bath while they drank it.
Aha. So that's why you had the empty pitcher you hit him with?
Right. I went there regularly. Every week.
The same way every time?
Aye, always the same way. The shortest one. I didn't want to stay out too long at night.
And who knew that you went by yourself to the baths?
Well, everyone from the tavern, I reckon. I didn't hide it.
Do you remember anything important about the attacker? What he looked like? What he was wearing?
I don't know anything. It was at night. He grabbed me from behind, and then I ran and never turned back.
And what about when you hit him? What did he do?
He let me go, and cursed.
Aha, and what did he say?
He said Scheisse, in German.
Seems you're the only one to survive the killer's attack. I know it isn't easy for you to think about it, or when you were running away.
I don't know.
You were walking down the street. Did you notice anything before he attacked you?
No.
You didn't see anything?
Actually, I knew the side street wasn't empty. But when I looked, there was nobody there.
Did you understand what they were talking about?
Not at all. But there were two...
It's difficult, I understand. Aside from those voices and the empty street.
I didn't hear him at all. And then he grabbed me.
And nothing else?
Well, no. Just for a moment. But I still had a big bruise round my neck for weeks. Barton said the man must have had a terribly strong grip. Like a miner or swordsman.
What was it like?
Well, I earned a few...
How so?
Every single day I had to put up with their lewd remarks. Rich or people... Well, us girls have to watch out. We can't just put up with it, especially in a place, but you can't overdo it either.
How so?
Because if you smile at them nicely, then sometimes they leave a groschen, or even two. You have to keep a balance. To look...
You said that rich or poor, they...
Truth be told, the Hole isn't exactly a good place for a rich man, but young von Groll used to go there for a while.
Is that so?
He smiled at me a lot, so I smiled back. But beyond a few... Then this thieving wench started hanging around him, and that servant of his didn't like it, tried to drive her away, and so the young lord stopped bringing him with him.
Von Groller had a servant with him?
Aye, a pudgy fella, well-dressed. He never said a word or smiled, or even said thank you.
Why didn't you go...
Just to get murdered. I'm never going back.
I heard William liked...
Aye, I thought it pretty silly. A stupid trick to make himself seem... Though, I reckon he's more likely to attract an ass-kicking...
Couldn't it have been Father...
Father Prokop?
No, he's pretty old. He preaches in the Church of St. Peter.
I don't know him. And if he's an old man...
Couldn't it have been that ink?
Aye, when he drinks, he turns... Only when I got to my room, I could hear him... I'm sorry I'm not...
You don't need to apologise.
Thank you.
If it's in my...
When you catch that...
I'll stop by if...
Take care, then.
Ugh. Chungus.
Quick! Go!
Rapstein.
Are you Pint?
I am.
I'm looking for his denner.
I don't know any Sten.
Sternad said...
You're a friend of Stern.
God forbid. That's all I need.
You're right there. Stenner was always cursing him.
So you knew Stenner?
I know Stenner all right. But she ain't been... Why are you looking for her?
I'm looking for a... Back in the city, they think she's either dead or run off somewhere. And you're the last person to see her before she went missing.
Whatever.
I heard she wanted to sell you...
Oh, aye. She had a good haul. No rubbish. She left it all here. I paid her a pretty sum of coin. It was a good thing she had a basket with her. Otherwise, she couldn't have...
And what about that signet?
She didn't sell me the ring. She wanted to keep it.
What can you tell me about...
She always had it hard. She lost her...
And what about Sternad?
Sternad was her guardian angel, as she used to say. If she hadn't been thieving with him, she probably would have ended up a whore. But by sharing with him, she could do what she wanted.
Uh-huh. I'm surprised she's...
That's because she had a hideout somewhere nearby. That's why she'd come to me with her loot before they... And the last time she was here, she said one more haul like this, and she'll be able to go...
Do you know what kind of luck...
No. I didn't recognize that signet. But all the while, Dana was giggling to her.
Where did she go next from here? You said she had a lot of coin on her.
That she did. She also had a feeling someone
followed her on a horse from Kuttenberg.
She didn't. At first, she thought it was some wealthy lord out for a ride. But he held back.
And did you see him? Did he come all the way here?
No. But Denna thought he would show. She even left her scarf here and paid some girl to walk around with it to make it look.
And then where'd she go?
She wanted to go the back way, through the woods, so nobody could pass. The woods is a road and a ford across a stream. Next to...
Well, if it leads back to the road and there was really someone following her, I reckon if they saw she was long in returning, they could have waited for her at the ford.
Fuck! I made a point of looking, but I didn't see any ride.
Is Dennis...
Aye. I wanted to give it back to her.
Will you give it to me?
All the same to me.
And could it have been Fad?
What do I know?
I heard he wanted to find her an honest job.
I don't know.
And could it have been...
Who would that be?
He's this barge.
I don't know about that.
Well, we'll go and...
I hope you don't. What are you doing?
Quick!
Don't want to hit my head on that branch.
Pike was talking about. I should take a look around here.
It's a rock. You're telling me no one saw this blood on the ground?
Poor thing. She didn't get very... Ugh. She's been lying here a long time. At first glance, this body isn't as mutilated as the others. Unfortunately, I can't tell if somebody strangled, but her head is smashed in. Either the murderer hit her with a rock, or dashed her hard against... She must have put up a fight. Or maybe he lost his patience. Oh, she's all stuck to her clothes. They're torn up. But I don't see any cuts. The rips are odd. Like someone was looking for something. I can't make much out by now. But it seems as if the fingers on her right hand are broken. Did the murderer torture her? Or was he trying to get something out of her hand? Oh, my God. How did it get inside her? Did she swallow it herself? Was she trying to hide it? Well... that's enough. I'd say she put up a decent fight, and that's about all I can find out. But that ring is...
Yeah, this is where I came from. I'll go tell him what happened. Oh, it's raining again.
Quick! Go!
Oh, it stopped raining.
My humble respects.
You can't be here.
Don't
Next
carry it
time,
up now.
Don't come in here without permission.
Okay, Henry. Come on, man. You're better than that. Where the fuck did he go?
Before people begin to suspect you of stealing.
What was that sound?
What's that?
Come on now. You've no business.
Good doggy. Good boy.
Where the fuck did this guy go?
You can't be.
I'm just looking for someone, dude.
Come on now. You've no business
Move.
here. Out.
What's that I hear?
Did I go in here?
I wanted to ask...
Ask away.
Well, I'll go and check out...
I hope you take
Oh.
care.
Hmm?
Unfortunate. I thought it would have like a dialogue thingamajig or something. Oh, dude, yeah, remind me of that. Oh, God. Holy moly. Where's my nourishment at? Oh, yeah. Oh, that's good. There's nothing wrong with me. I'm perfect.
Slowly. Nice and slow.
Wow. Ay, heal. Los hijos hay un keep.
I found out some interesting things about those...
That's wonderful. I promised Catherine.
You know Catherine?
She came to see me soon after you did.
Will you send for her? So, we're all here.
I hope nobody else shows up.
I reckon I've found out...
And do you know who the murderer...
Not exactly.
I've asked around a bit and...
Is that so? See, I was trying...
I didn't do...
Well...
Catherine, who...
Well, I...
That's nonsense.
Couldn't have. Then who do you think it was?
It had to be William. Nobody else knew them all.
Ah, now you're talking not...
So I see we disagree. Too bad.
Well, who do...
I'm not entirely sure. First, I'll tell you what I found.
Go on, then.
Let's talk about Yarka, the one raised by Father Prokop.
What did you learn about her?
Yarka started working for the von Groller family, where she remained until her...
I was there to ask whether she'd given them any trouble, but they said she...
Ah, so what's the
A
story?
very wealthy... The mother is quite devout, known to spend a lot of time in prayer. Old von Gr...
So, who...
That would be young Hendel. They say he's quite successful.
Prokop also admitted that he didn't know how to handle...
What do you expect from a Bible thumper?
Well, maybe I wouldn't hold it against him. He really tried to make sure she was well taken care of.
And did you learn...
No. I think... Before her death, I heard...
There's nothing wrong or...
Maybe. Prokop...
That doesn't...
It means she had some...
And now, most importantly...
I didn't know that.
To make it impossible to tell she was pregnant.
May God forgive her.
Do you know who she was pregnant with? Because if...
She didn't tell Prokop.
It had to be someone from those dances.
Prokop didn't just raise her out of the goodness of his heart.
Really?
His own relative.
Why not?
Prokop is convinced that...
I heard the daughters of important men come to see him.
Really? But I found out...
What? Why?
It doesn't matter.
And were you as sure then as you are?
I don't think. But he's a skirt chaser.
Perhaps. But why would he kill and mutilate her? He could have just run away.
But then he could never come back.
Why not? He could come back a year later once things have died down.
That's all I was...
You still found...
But it's not enough.
But we can agree that she was killed because of her pregnancy.
Agreed.
I'm sure William...
William isn't the only man with a prick.
Such language.
That William isn't the only man in the city.
I'm not saying it couldn't have been him.
I suppose you're right.
I managed to find Stanya.
Alive? You found...
I did. Alive and well.
So...
She is. She said she was attacked on her way home from the baths. She heard somebody talking in a side street, but when she walked by, someone grabbed her by...
And how...
She was holding an empty pitcher, and she...
Did she get a look at him?
No, she didn't stop to find out.
And what about the blood in the bed?
She cut her hand on the broken pitcher. She didn't stay in her room for long. She was still so scared that she grabbed her things and ran off to her beloved charcoal burner. She also said she was sure it wasn't Mole. He may be... She said she returned from the baths in the evening regularly.
You mean someone followed her?
Who knew that she went to the baths?
Apparently everyone in the tavern. She didn't hide the fact. Well, according to Stanya, the murderer had a terribly strong grip. Her neck was bruised for almost a month.
Doesn't almost every man have a strong grip?
Depending on what they take in hand every day.
Except none of our suspects. According to Stanya,
That's strange.
the only word he uttered was when she smashed him in the face with the pitcher. He said Scheisse.
So, we're looking for a German?
Even I say Scheiße some...
Besides that, she also recalled hearing two voices in the alley. Someone was talking to the killer.
So we have a witness. Now, just to find him.
Or an accomplice. If I remember correctly, the other one must have seen the whole thing, right? And he didn't go to report it.
I asked Stanya if she knew Prokop. She said no.
Maybe she just doesn't remember him.
I don't think Father Prokop is the type to frequent...
Stanya admitted that she knows William. He flirted with her and tried to get to know her better, but nothing came of it.
And that's probably why I wanted to kill her. And likely rape her before that.
Perhaps, but Stanya doesn't think so. She's sure it wasn't William, and no matter what they say about him, in her eyes, he's... And that's all that Stanya...
I'm so glad that...
Me too. At least some...
I don't think she'll come back. I managed to find...
You found her?
No.
And where did you find...
Pretty far away. Near the mill she used to... Someone caught her in the forest when she was coming home with a load of coin. I reckon she put up a hell of a fight. So the killer got nervous.
So he didn't strangle him?
She'd been lying in the woods for a long time, so I couldn't really tell. But he definitely didn't hack her up. Judging by what her accomplice said, she robbed someone good. She had so much jewelry on her, she could hardly carry it. And what's odd is when she was murdered, the killer left her basket of valuables behind.
So I reckon he didn't kill her for the money.
She said someone followed her on horseback from Kuttenberg. She tried to lose him, but apparently wasn't able to.
On horseback? I don't...
Only as a wealthy type.
That doesn't fit in with the previous murders.
Father Prokop came looking for Zdena and nearly cursed her on the spot.
What did he have in common with a thief?
He had also looked after her, but unlike Yarka, she ended up on the street, and he took it badly. Zdena tried to rob young von Grolle. It's possible she succeeded.
Von Grolle? Yarka worked for them, didn't she?
That whole family is suspicious.
Assumptions. Nothing more.
I'd say it's pretty obvious. Why else would I have found that ring on her?
They just left the ring by her body? That's odd, isn't it?
It wasn't by her body. It was inside of it. I don't know if she swallowed it herself or someone shoved it in her.
That's awful. But I can't say it surprises me.
My mouth is...
So are my ears.
Come now, we're nearly there. We just need to find our suspect. So, Henry, who do you think did it?
I suspect one of the Von Grollers.
What leads you to think that?
Are you sure it wasn't William?
Zdenna robbed Von Grolle.
That's true.
It's all coming together, isn't it?
Yarka was their maidservant until she started rebelling, right?
Yes. Do you think she was rebelling because of someone in particular?
Perhaps the young lord?
That's possible.
Alice had a young and wealthy suitor. And young Von Grolle fits both descriptions.
True, true.
Yarka was pregnant. And if the father was young Von Grolle, it would make sense if he got rid of her.
Sakura, you're right.
But William could have fucked her too. Just saying.
Zdenna was followed by someone on a horse. Von Grolle could afford a horse.
That's not so sure, is it? And maybe the horse was stolen or borrowed.
But it certainly worsens the case for him. That much is true.
And that's all I can pin on him.
So, do we agree that it was young Von Groll?
Well, old Von Grolle can't do much now, can he?
So do we really agree that our most likely suspect is young Von Grolle?
Aye. I agree.
I don't have a problem with it. Little rich boys are capable of anything. But what are we gonna do about it? Our suspicions aren't enough.
They'll just laugh at us without something more tangible.
So, you want to search their house?
There's nothing else we can do. There must be a clever way to do it.
We have to find some evidence. None of our conjecture is enough. What will we do?
You could sneak in there.
Or break in.
Catherine, that's not necessary. The young lad wants to learn swordsmanship, and the old one is sick and always calling for a physician.
So I can either pretend to be a sawbones, or a swordsman, or break in? That's a lot of options.
You're a clever lad. You'll figure it out.
Easy.
Good horse.
Oh! Mind
What's this?
where you're going.
I don't know what quest that is.
Whoa! Whoa!
Damn, I drank a lot. Or, no, that's just from the schnapps I drank.
I apologize.
Right. 7:02, got 35 minutes. 40. I'll do 40.
Sorry.
Is this the house?
Yes?
I've come on account of old Von Grolle.
You aren't the first.
Oh yeah, I just never gave her the Thunderstone.
I've read many.
Name one.
As if you know it.
I lived in a monastery for a long time.
Then you must have heard of Avicenna.
I haven't read it myself, but some of the...
Which it deserves.
My apologies. Come inside. But before you begin your healing, speak to the mistress of the house. Take care, friend.
Headmistress. Hello.
Come to treat your...
Is that so? Perhaps God will finally have mercy on Gotslin. You'll find, but I suppose you'll first want...
Tell me all you know.
It's been a long time since... At first, he just lost his strength and tired easily. Nobody thought it might be an illness yet.
What trembling?
Not at all. At first, his hands started shaking. But over time, the shaking got worse. Nowadays, he can't even get out of bed. He can't talk properly. If he'd at least ask God for mercy. But that...
How long is it?
It must be years now that he's been this bad. God only knows if it isn't from all...
You say he drank?
Uncontrollably.
What else?
Yes!
But that's not all.
That's none of your business.
If I'm to treat him, then I have to know everything.
Fine then. But if I ever hear that my husband's a heathen and an unbeliever who fornicated with every other maid and wench, he even stooped to those fallen women in the baths. Men are prone to that. I know all about that. Like father...
I'll cure your husband.
I don't know. It's natural and just that God...
What else is...
I don't really... But...
And how is his stool?
Check it yourself.
What does he get to eat now?
The cook prepares his meals.
Do you have any idea?
Am I a physician?
Well, you might have some idea. Was he...
I don't know about any old injuries, but Gotslin never lived in moderation.
I'll go and take...
God be with...
I came to heal your master.
But of course, sir. Mostly light meat, poultry and fish. And then lots
has a
of
good
vegetables.
diet.
One Sawbones already told us what the old gent should eat. But he don't eat much anyway. He told us to give him some wine sparingly. But my...
Could he just be going through a... He would have gotten over withdrawal by now.
Which physician treated him?
Some gent called Albeek from Moravia, I heard. He came, looked at the master, and then...
And why doesn't he eat?
How should I know? He used to be very fond of chasing women and boozing, true. But at least he was always merry. Now he...
Why did she forbid it?
Master used to drink a lot, and Mistress weren't too pleased about it. She says drinking...
Thanks.
It was good to see you, my friend.
Okay.
It happens. Just watch where...
Okay, there's that. That's...
You're going
Okay,
next time.
He's up. Okay. Oop. My bad, Co. Guess it's in here. There you are.
I'm a physician. Well, you really won't be telling me much.
Let's see how he looks.
At first glance, he's quite thin. I know he doesn't get around much, but this is too much. He's just skin and bones. But if he doesn't eat much, then... It's true. His arms and... I don't know why he's shaking, but it has to be exhausting. And I'm sure he doesn't sleep very well because of it. Friend, that wife of yours is a dread...
What?
Yeah. You know... You must feel lonely up here. His wife said he suffered. I better take a look at it. So, let's see what we have here. Well, that's not much. But his stool is fine otherwise. If he can't shit, the problem will be somewhere else. I won't find out anything, and even if I can't cure him, at least I can... A decoction for the pain should alleviate that trembling. A digestive will help him with his constipation, at least for now. But he has to start eating more. I'm sure he's not eating because he's miserable here alone all the time. And also, I have a Thunderstone. That could help him too.
Thunderstone, not gonna get him. Not gonna give it to him.
I'll give you a... Drink up. I'll give you a... Here.
I'm surprised I have that on hand.
You know what?
Give you the best meat I have. That I completely
Here's some
forgot I had.
spirits. And not a word to your what?
No, you.
Sure. I'd like to drink with you. And especially...
Very hard.
I heard you
Easy.
didn't need to be asked twice in your day. Wine, women, and song. Am I right? I reckon you must really miss that. As far as I'm concerned, there's nothing better than getting it.
Yes.
I knew it. I took one look at you and I said to myself, I bet that you know every tavern. But don't worry. This'll the alehouse wenches shriek when you pinch her arse. The greasy smoke from the kitchen where meat is roasting. And you'll be enjoying it again. That's all I can do.
Son.
What? I don't know where he is. I see you're still shaking.
Think. Son. Where's my son?
Your husband is feeling a bit better.
Really? Lord?
No, I didn't heal your husband. And I'm not even sure...
Of course. It would be arrogant of us to... You should thank God, too, that just so you don't think I don't...
Thank you kindly, ma'am.
And now, please excuse me. I'll go for my son as my...
Certainly, ma'am.
Take care now.
What? Why would you do that, you dick?
Maybe I should add some spices. Don't you dare piss on something.
What the hell? That's hair. All kinds of brown.
Get
I
out!
bet it belonged to those dead girls. If this is
Why the
proof,
fuck is
nothing
Mutt in here?
Get out of here, Mutt. No one wants to hear your bar. I apologize.
Don't mind me. Actually, I want to check. I want to make sure he's not, like, dying.
Oh, merciful Mother of God.
You're always welcome.
Looks like that must... I apologize.
Excuse me?
Am I 30? No, I'm good.
That city tournament. What an occasion, eh? Will he go?
I need...
Excellent. Let's find...
I think we were right. Something seriously fishy there.
Well, don't keep us in suspense. What did you find out?
You found something there.
I certainly did. In the...
What was it?
This. He had it in locks of hair. All brown, but all a bit different. They're definitely from those murdered girls.
Hair? But that's...
Why wouldn't it? He took them as...
But nobody will believe us. We need more...
To be honest, I don't think we're going to find anything like that. They're pretty careful.
Damn it. We're fucked.
And what about 3 witnesses at once?
Where are you going to find 3?
I don't yet, but... Look, we're almost certain young Hendel did it. So what if we set a trap and catch him in the act?
And how do you want to do that?
We'll set someone...
You want to sacrifice?
No, nobody's going to get hurt.
The only one I can think of is Stanya.
She won't have to.
But you haven't had anything to do with him.
We'll wait until the lad's out of the house. Maybe we'll dress Catherine up a bit, and she'll go asking for the young lord. When Hendel comes home and hears what happened, he'll come looking for her to...
I'll cause such a scene, they'll be talking about it for years. Then we'll tell them where he can find me.
If you say so. But where can we do it?
We can use one of the rooms here in the tavern. It has only one way out. You'll be hiding across the way and jump out. I repeat, at the right moment.
Don't worry, we won't take...
This is a good quest.
Where's Hendel? I need to talk to him! Do you hear me? I have to talk to him about our wedding. I won't be left alone with his child.
What are you screeching about, you ninny? There's no Hendel here. Certainly not for the likes of you.
Do you hear that, folks? He fucks me from all sides. Gets me with child, and now he doesn't want to know me. Get rid of her. Disgrace. Oh, so a poor woman has to suffer because of a man's lust. As if it wasn't already bad enough before.
What lies are you spouting, you strumpet? Goodman Hendel never laid eyes on you. Besides, you're too old for him. Nobody will believe your lies.
Old am I? He came to me himself because he wanted a mature woman to breed with. And he never even pulled it out. And he filled me up like a wineskin. Suit yourself. I'll give you some time to think it over. But either you come up with an offer of marriage by evening, or first thing in the morning I'll go to the bailiff. And I'll be damn sure to get justice from him. It's open.
I've come to talk with you.
Where's Hendel?
Hendel? You wanton whore! Debauching my son! A nanny goat like you! The others were at least young, but you! Oh, Christ, the trials I have to endure! A husband with both feet in the grave and a son who'll fuck anything with a hole in it. Slice her up so no one will recognize her, and in case what she says is true, gut her too.
Gutting, is it? I could help you with that.
Get that bitch, you fool!
Please don't bug out again. No. Oh, you're here. Hey, game. Are you gonna let me move? Bro has unlimited stamina.
I've been waiting for you.
That made me upset. 1911. That's 7 minutes ago. Never mind. I'll just.
No, Catherine.
Catherine, wait.
What should I wait for?
How?
Shut up.
Let her speak. I have some questions.
I'll tell you nothing, you serpent. Nothing. You can't keep me.
If you won't speak now, then the executioner will loosen your tongue when... But why wait, right? I'll cut your ear off. Maybe both of them.
No!
And what about Hendel?
That I was taking care of his immortal soul and eliminating his temptation? Of course not. But one day he'll be grateful to me for it.
He's going to jump for joy. His mother a mad woman, and his servant a murderer.
Speak politely to me, you whore.
Henry, if you have any more questions...
And what about the hair in Hendel's chest? You're trying to tell me he wasn't involved?
Well, he kept asking about those whores of his. So we always brought him a lock of hair. We told him it was from them, as a parting gift.
Well, he didn't find that strange?
Out of sight, out of mind.
Do you realise you also killed girls who had...
That's not possible. I saw...
And what about that ale?
That strumpet. I saw how she treated him.
But she really had nothing to do with...
She wouldn't have smiled at him the way she did if she didn't want to fornicate with him. They all deserved it, and better sooner than later. That trollop in our service even got herself with child. And
what about Zdenna? All she did was rob him, and you killed her anyway.
She fawned over him like all the others. He even gave her a ring, which she deserved it. She was a thief, and stealing is a mortal sin.
Why did you do it, for Christ's sake?
Don't blaspheme.
Come on!
My husband, he drank a lot, ran around with whores and didn't...
And why kill those girls?
I tried, but he wouldn't listen to me. He told me he wanted to sow his wild oats before finding a wife.
So your own son didn't listen to you?
Who seduced him and emboldened him with their brazenness? If they wanted to whore themselves out, they'll pay for...
There was no blood where Alice was found.
That was up to Thaddeus. He told me something about an abandoned barn. I only told him to cut them up.
Why?
Why? As a warning. So those whores knew what awaited.
I better stop her.
Burn in hell!
What'll we do with her?
Let's take her to the bed.
We don't have to go anywhere. I'll give her justice right here, right...
But we can't do that. She has to go before the...
Did you hear her?
Don't you dare judge me.
Shut your mouth, you sow. You judged and punished some random girl.
Our Lord directed me.
Do you hear that?
But that's not justice. Henry, won't you say something?
I told you, don't you dare judge...
Lumiere, listen to her. If we don't deal with her ourselves, and then they let her go...
But, I mean...
I'll show you justice.
Your conscience will remain clear. You won't be the one...
But still, if we don't punish her according to the...
Huh. We aren't the ones walking around the city killing random women. On the contrary, we're making sure no...
All those whores!
It's just...
It isn't right.
All right, all right.
No! Don't you dare! You hellspawn! No!
Well, now, someone has to
Not me.
I'll go. I'll explain everything.
Fine.
Good. Good.
Well, this was a lot strange. Do you think we did the right thing?
I'm not sure. Come...
As you wish. But still...
Aye, that it was...
Tell us, Lumiere. How did it turn out?
Did it end well? Oh, we're not going to get into trouble now, are we?
It ended well, and I didn't even tell anyone about you.
I'm surprised you got away with it, bringing them two corpses.
I would have preferred a different ending, but... Fuck. What happened, happened.
Lumiere, Don't be angry anymore.
I'm not angry anymore. And I must admit that maybe it was better this way. If they were still alive, there'd be a lot more squabbling. But like this.
The dead approve in silence.
Precisely. I just told them I spread the word that one victim survived and where she was hiding. And I waited for them there. And when they came to kill her, we had no choice but to end it that way.
And what will you do?
My work isn't done yet. I have to work in the tavern here, and then we'll see.
And what will you do now? Will you go back to the town hall, Lumir?
It's true I've made amends in the eyes of the law, but I probably won't go back now.
Won't you go back to...
No, it didn't help anything, did it? If I had just persevered in...
Don't fret. It was a terrible mess and all...
Yes. You helped me when I was in need and didn't even know it.
Helping others is the best thing a person can do in this world.
Do you think we could have done better?
Everything can always be done better.
Catherine is right.
That's not entirely true.
I'm talking about innocent people.
Well...
Thank you, lad. You prevented...
I thank you both.
Here you are.
Yes. Here.
Nice. Speech. Dog. I think I will. Go to the tavern, sleep, and then hop off in the stream. Play a game of dice. What time is it? It's only hour 24. It's only 0 o'clock. No one's awake to play dice.
I apologize.
Shut up and get out of my way. I got places to be. There we go. That'll save. That'll be the stream. Poggers. Ugh. Yeah, bye, Aiden. Or Alex. I don't know. Whoever's on whose computer.